guys, it's John McNamara, host, Ron in Vegas. We're talking local spokes, business, real estate co-host, Mr.
Rodrigo, always happy to be here. And for everyone listening, following, watching this YouTube, please subscribe, leave us a comment, sign up for the alerts, notifications, do it all. Let us know how we're doing.
Yes, and we got a special guest today.
Very special.
Very special.
Very, very special.
Mr. Rich Robledo, Virtue Real Estate Group, broker salesperson in the house.
Top one agent in the
Give it up.
in the
Give it up for
company.
me.
One agent.
Putting a lot of pressure on us, man. We're putting a lot of pressure on us.
Pressure's a privilege.
Yeah.
Oh, I like that.
Come on, let's go.
I'm glad.
Pressure's a privilege. Let's get it.
I'm glad.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad. Yeah.
Well, tell us about you. Where are you from? How'd you get into real estate?
So I'm born in Texas. The Air Force brought me out in 93. So I was at the Air Force at Nellis from 93 to 97. Got out of the service. I was going to go to college, and then I got a job selling cable.
Oh,
Right? So I was a door-to-door salesman in charge of apartment complexes. So I had doing cable sales, and then I had a mobile detail company, and I was doing nightclub promotions for a friend of mine. And I was buying my second house, and a friend of mine was in the military, and he, we're doing the final walkthrough, and he goes, "You should do real estate." And I'm like, "Mike, I'm doing all right. I just bought my second house. I was 27. I said, I think I'm doing all right. And he goes, "You should really do real estate." And I said, "Mike, I'm doing good." He goes, "Well, Rich," he goes, "if you were to stop everything else you're doing, you would make more money in real estate." And I said, "Why would you say that?" He said, "Because people like you, and I do really well, and nobody likes me." So I said, "You're
That
right."
sounds like Rodrigo.
I was going to say.
just know it.
So then I remember I thought about it that weekend, and I went into the sales office, and I told my direct supervisor, Lisa, said, "Hey, I think I'm going to get into real estate." And she goes, "Oh, I tried it too." I'm like, "Oh, okay. So you tried it, but you weren't sick." Right? So it's like this little jab, and then I went in to the director's office, and a gentleman's name was Al. I'm sure it's going to get back around, so I'd love to tell this story.
Okay.
So Al said, I said, "Hey, Al, I think I'm going to get into real estate." So you're always kind of searching, or I've always searched for a mentorship or somebody to say, "Hey, you should try it."
Yeah.
Right? You should give it a shot instead of like, "Oh, you'll never be able to do it," because their failures, they want to push on you, right? So I said, "How said I'm going to do this?" He goes, "I don't think you can do it." I said, "Great." I was 2 that said I couldn't do it. So I signed up for the class. I went to Southern Nevada Real Estate School, and I used that time, that 1 month. I'd go in there and I would just read. I read that book probably 4 times, highlighted it, did not pay attention to what the instructor was saying. I just used that for my study time, and went in, took the test. By the time the proctor went back to the seat to get everybody started, I had hit enter and walked into the proctor's room, and he goes, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm done." And he took the score off the printer, and I missed 1 or 2.
Wow.
He goes, "Shit. Sorry if it's family rated," but he goes, "Here you go." And I remember starting in real estate, man, and I was still doing cable sales on the side and real estate. And fast forward 10, 11 years from that, and I'm leaving a black tie event at the Venetian, and I walk out, and my buddy Al was there. Oh, Al. Divorced. Oh, I love it. Unhappy, was doing some other job. I'm not going to say what it was, right? But he didn't stay at the cable company, and I walked up and made sure to say hello.
Yeah.
"Al, how are you?" And the lady he was dating was a real estate broker, and she goes, How do you know him?" And he goes, "He used to work for me." She goes, "Oh yeah, He goes, "He's good." I said, I am. I just dated my wife, right? I've been dating my wife, and I got a very attractive wife. And we got into a really nice car, and I remember looking at Al on the way out and just...
Got him.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And you know what? Like it's sometimes it's not good. It's probably a little arrogant for me to say, but sometimes, I'd rather kill them with success.
Of course.
And
Yeah.
sometimes I think if you're in sales or whatnot, you always got to keep score.
Yeah.
And I'm here to remind you what the score is.
Yeah.
And if
I
I
love
see
that.
you, I'll remind you I'm up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see it on the big board. Merchant real estate group. And it just reminds me every day.
Go up. Go up.
You're in the top right now.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing. So what that board does is also make you want to create space.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, listen. Okay, if it's here, I need to go ahead and where else can I refine so I got that space, right? And Kobe Bryant talks about it, when he fine-tuned his game.
Yeah.
He goes, I just took that inside jumper, right? And if I know if I could perfect that, then I will add something else to my game,
Yeah.
right? And I just continued to add, and I figured out that once I put in the work, nobody's going to catch up.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's great. I know for us too, just being a luxury real estate group now, like we've always been focused on units, right? And
Yeah.
they see the big board and see the volume.
Yeah.
Now we're changing our mindset. We're thinking bigger, like you said. We're changing our game.
Yeah.
We're thinking
Yeah.
different. How do we, create different pillars so it's
Correct.
good?
Yeah.
I feel like everybody can win. It's like there's enough success for everybody.
Oh, for sure.
I want somebody always doing more than me because I know I'm competitive, like you're talking about.
That's it.
It's an
Yeah.
ego business at the end of the day. We're competitive, right?
Yeah. Sales.
Sales.
It's healthy. It's
Yeah.
very healthy.
It's healthy as long as
Yeah.
it doesn't consume you,
Yeah,
obviously.
as long as you get to go home, and one of my coaches, Kevin Sturdivant, one of his favorite taglines, he goes, collaboration trumps competition every time. I'm not here to compete with you. It's my
Yeah.
game. It's my lane. If
Yeah.
I can share something with you, I'm gonna tell you, like, this is what I do. This is what helped me. Try this and try to make your own cookie sauce.
Yeah.
Right? Like-
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
And we're the same way too, because I think the reality is we all have our playbooks that work for us.
Yeah.
And we give this information. I know we give this information out. But what's the reality of people actually doing that working? It's a very small percentage,
Yeah.
so you're not really losing anything,
Yeah.
And if they do it, great, and you can be a little part of that and see success through them. That's an amazing thing. So,
Yeah.
so tell us about that. So you got in real estate, you're doing well. How'd you do it?
I've always looked for mentors, right? I've always looked for an older guy or girl to sit down and kind of coach me. Hey,
Yeah.
how did you get here? What did you do? And it was Steve Wolnick for me, right? He goes, Rich, here's your business plan. Let's go through these goals. Let's do these vision letters. And then when I was the top salesman at Caldwell Baker Wardley, and I was going to go into real estate full time, I sat back. I'm like, okay, the next level of success is going to require more commitment from me. And I had to think, who would I want to work under? And at that time, the two brokers I liked were J.C. Melvin and Bob Hamrick.
Oh yeah.
And then I go, J.C. Melvin is Phil Jackson, and Bob Hamrick is Pat Riley.
Beautiful.
And then I had to think about, like, who would I want to play under that time? And then you think about who their players were. And Pat Riley was a little flashy, and I love Bob. Still wears a suit every day.
Yeah.
Hair slicked back.
Video
good
of those
looking.
market reports
hey,
going out.
Richie calls me, checks up on me. And then J.C. Melvin was just very quiet. Thought process, would ask questions, and Bob was like, hey, we need to do this, this, and this. And I loved, at that time in my career, I loved Magic Johnson and Michael Jordan, but I saw more Magic in myself instead of Michael. So I went the Pat Riley
Cool.
route.
I love that. When did you work for Bob?
Oh my goodness, that would have been 2003.
Okay.
Yeah.
Until when?
2005. So I knew as soon as I got into the business, I wasn't going to be a corporate guy. My dream was to have my office, right? To have my own office. And then 20 years after that, my dream has evolved, right? So you sit back and you look at that 10-year vision letter,
Yeah.
and it went to like 3 years ago when I had kids that, okay, is this where we're going to stay? Right? Are we going to stay here and try to help the community? What are we going to do? And when we made a decision to stay here, I was like, all right, I want to do more stuff for us. And then managing and running the office became less and less of who and what I wanted to do. So so that was 3 years ago. And then 2 years ago, I was just like, it's not as fun running and managing people for me. And then last November, I look at my life in quarters and then 3 to 5 year chunks. So in September, October, I start thinking about what am I fine-tuning, what am I refining to make adjustments for the next year. And last year I was going through my business plan and I'm like, I don't think I want to have an office. And when I told my wife in November, I thought about it September, October. November I was like, I think we're ready for a shift. She goes, really? You've had it since we were married, right? Since we started, it's a big identity. And what are people going to say? I said, I don't care what people say. Like I want to have fun. I want to go to Paris. I don't want to have to worry about a phone call. I don't want any more responsibility, any liability. I want to be a gunslinger again. I want to be a hired assassin. And she goes, okay. So I made that decision in November, and there is 2 offices I had thought about, and then watching Darren's workout videos in the morning, and I would see him running down Ulta, and I'm like, that's the guy I'm going to work under.
Nice.
So it just kind of evolved, and then in January we shuttered everything and went over to Virtue, and it was I got 5 phone calls when I made the announcement, and all 5 were from brokers, and they're like, good for you. Like you can take off for weeks at a time, and you have no more. I'm like,
Done.
right. And I've never really real estate is a piece of what I do. It's a large piece of what I do, but there's a lot of other things I enjoy doing that it's freed up that time to allow me to do other things.
That's great. Yeah, I think especially now there's been such a big shift in our industry too. It's like you don't really need to run a brokerage anymore. You can run like high level teams and leverage things out, and so that's cool. And I'm sure that was probably your identity. I would imagine, I know even myself sometimes my identity can be wrapped up in the team or whatever. To challenge yourself and like, hey, I'm going to do a shift. That's pretty cool. How long were you running that brokerage for?
12 years.
Wow.
Yeah, right. And then it was also, and the amazing thing is, so we did it in January. My wife tells me, she goes, hey, babe. I'm like, what? She goes, the kids are having the toughest time. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, well, they thought it was going to be theirs. And I remember having dinner with my daughter one day, and I'm like, Sophia, are you okay? And she goes, yeah, Dad. I'll get emotional, right? She goes, you do what you're going to do. I said, I'm going to bring it back. I'm like, go on, girl. Right? Like, she had like these dreams, and that's something that I didn't have growing up, were dreams. So I give my kids, I'm like, you guys can do whatever you want. Be whoever you are. And my daughter wants to take over the world.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah.
That's exciting. My dad was a broker for 40 years and ran a brokerage too, so I can relate to that, thinking that I was going to take over that company at one point too. So that's pretty neat. So
that's why we work so hard, right? To give our kids the freedom to be whoever they want to be, dream as wildly as they can. And I kind of going back to what you mentioned, the level of commitment determines your success. I feel like I'm going through that in my stage in my career right now. In order to fit into the next shoes that I want to, it's gonna be a major commitment shift for me, and I'm ready. I'm excited about it. And I appreciate having you in the office, man. I could tell that you enjoy life to the fullest. and you're doing everything, you know, from watching sports, spending time with family, networking with business. Oh man, you do it all. So it seems like you manage your time very well, and you're very happy.
Yeah. I don't manage my time very well. I was late today. I was late
10 minutes
today.
late.
I was 10 minutes
I'm not
late.
giving props on that.
Hey, it happens.
But it was this. You know, I told somebody today at lunch. I said, I don't want to go to bed feeling there is anything left in the tank.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right, and that is that nightly thing. Oh, what could I have done better?
Yeah.
Where did I lack in my effort? Right, and it's that report card, right? And Ray Lewis has an incredible speech, and he said it in front of Stanford at NIT. He goes, no man strives to be average.
Yeah. That's
And
great.
he says it. He goes, and the team that you're playing tonight saw the team from last week, and that should not be the team that they're playing tonight, because you're new men tonight.
Yeah. I love that, because we're doing spring Benson coaching right now, and they talk about being leaders and really going over that before you go home is, you know, was I a good leader today? What do I have to improve on? And having those mental checks, which it sounds like aligned with those questions.
Yeah.
So, but I do love you bring the energy in the office. I really appreciate that about you. It seems like you have a pretty balanced life. Like you're doing well. It seems like you're a family guy. You're doing stuff. So tell us about that. Like, how do you do all that and make it all work?
I believe that balance is a fallacy sold to sheep to make everybody comfortable.
Yeah.
I create my balance in moments of quiet and wherever I'm at.
Yeah.
Right? There's a period where my wife brought the kids to the office because she goes, it's been 2 days. You haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? She goes, you're up at 4:30. You don't get home until 8 and the kids are asleep. See them. Right? So it's you have to have those guardrails, and it's sitting back and saying, all right, if I'm working on the spiritual, then this is what I need to do. So I think about 8 equities of life and how I'm going to work on each one of those. And at any given time, health is going to take precedence over career. Is going to take something is going to be pushed back. But I just kind of hold it all together and try to remember, I gotta ask God for help. I gotta be kind to others. I gotta make my money and keep pushing. Right.
Yeah.
So it's the balance is, I think it's difficult for successful salespeople to really go, because if you love sales,
You do it all day.
you're gonna do it all day.
Yeah.
Right? Like literally I'm going through physical therapy, and my therapist was like, do you stop? I'm like, no. I know what the end result's going to be. I don't think about the pain I'm going to go through to get to the other side.
Yeah. Love that. Yeah, Robert talks about that too, the 8 equities of life, right?
Yeah.
She goes, you can have it all, just not at the same time.
That's it.
Yeah.
Right? And that's that. So I give that to my agents. I'm like, hey, here's the 8 equities. What are you looking to strive for? And then you color it in.
Yep.
And then this is the wheel of life. And it's never going to be equal. And that's why you do it at the end of the year. Say, hey, this is where I fell short, right? My health has fallen a little bit, but I've made more money. So now you can focus a little bit more on your health and try to do something else. Good old Tony Robbins.
Yeah.
For sure. So tell us, I know you hurt your knee. You've been rehabbing. You know, it seems like you're really into health, golfing. Like, tell us about that, like your routine, your schedule.
So I believe I've been blessed. I've been coached by great guys. I believe tomorrow starts tonight. I think of every day being like war, right? It's not.
I know another
good,
person that has that.
but it is. If I believe that when I say my prayer, I put on my chest piece, right? When I do my workout, I'm putting on my headgear, and then when I'm in meditation, I've sheathed my sword.
Wow.
Right? And then when I go home, I have to do the same thing, because I don't bring that energy into the house.
That's great.
So it's mentally take a couple of minutes to myself, and then mentally I got to ramp up to go inside to give them when I give my clients, right? One of my coaches says, Rich, is your family getting the best of you or the rest of you? He goes, because your clients, you shine.
Yeah.
Do you shine at home? And I'm like, I'm not. They're like, so what do you have to do? Well, how do you prepare for your clients? Well, I do this, this, and this. All right, when you get home, you close the garage door, then prepare yourself to go inside. Because the kids don't care if the day's been good, the day's been bad.
Yeah.
The wife doesn't care what the day's been like. Yeah. They're ready to have their one-on-one with dad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or with their husband or boyfriend. So it's that checklist, right? I put that there, put that there, put that there, then I walk into the door.
Yeah.
Right? But I believe everything starts with our physical space.
Yeah.
If you're not healthy physically, then you're not going to be making healthy decisions.
Yeah.
Right? And that is especially during COVID, I realized that that's the one thing we can control is what we take in: news, radio, and food.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Right? And you notice how lazy we can get, or the excuses we give ourselves. Well, it's just one.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just one today, but you're going to eat one tomorrow. Mm. Then you eat it tomorrow, and then at some point you're going to give up. Mm-hmm. And that's something I don't want to do, is ever give up, right, on something. So it's that getting that started, man, with that physical. Jay Shetty calls it time, right? Thankfulness, introspectiveness, meditation, and exercise.
That's great.
Right?
Yeah.
You're quoting all of them, man.
I got them.
You do your work, man.
I've got them, right? So
Yeah.
no college, man, but I'm I continue to read. And if you read some of these autobiographies of super successful guys, these special forces guys, Stoics, the problems we're having today, they've had for centuries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? So how do you control that? And a lot of it is just man who seeks pleasure instead of discipline. Mm. Cannot constantly seek pleasure. You have to learn to discipline yourself.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
Right? And that starts with working out. You got to move your body, right?
Yeah.
And I've got clients that are older and can't enjoy their life. Then I got clients that 85 years old and they're still running.
Yeah.
I'd rather have that.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Than difficulty going up and down the stairs, or not being able to pick up the kids type stuff. So.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think you got to take care of yourself if you're going to take care of your family or your clients, whatever it is. So I love that.
Yeah.
And being a true leader is, I think being a leader is, people join your team or your brokerage because they see what you're doing every single day. Yeah. It shines through. So you're a good example of that.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
People are like, man, you're up early. I'm like, fear's a motivator.
Okay.
Yeah. I run on fear too.
Fear and anxiety. There it is. My head wakes up an hour before me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Get that file?
Yeah. Here we are.
Another day.
Let's go have some
Kids
fun.
get out of bed as soon as possible.
Yeah.
And that head starts running. Those bad stories start. I'm like, nope, I'm going to work out. That's it. Not doing that. Cool. So how was the transition, broker? Now you have a team at Virtue. How's that going? How are you enjoying Virtue Real Estate Group?
I love the atmosphere that Darren's given us, right? I love the speakers he brings in. I love the agents that I have on the team, right? And watching them. It's something that next year I'll look to grow it a little bit more. Okay. Have some fun, right, with that. I kind of missed that because I've been, dealing with other businesses and stuff this year, that to get a couple of new agents and say, hey, we're going to run. You're ready to run, right? And it's almost a little bit more coaching for me to them, and then a little bit more accountability, and then getting some killers.
Yeah.
Right?
Nice.
Like it's, I got some case in Newport Beach, right? Like his guys go to his house at 4:47 in the morning.
Oh, great.
They're doing cold plunge.
Oh, that's fun.
They're all at the workout.
Yeah.
Right, at the box house together. And I see you guys doing Pilates and certain workouts together. He goes, yo, let's get a tribe. Let's go have some fun, because I think there's going to be massive opportunities in real estate in the next 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
So let's get the basis and the foundation set up.
Yeah.
Go get some young blood, and let's go have some fun.
That's
Right?
great.
I took some of my agents out to dinner. I'm like, I can't wait to rent a private jet to go eat somewhere.
Nice.
They're like, really?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah.
Same day.
Dang.
Let's go. Let's take the PJ. Let's go
Don't
to
get any
LA.
ideas over here.
Yeah,
I know. Hey, I'm
Let's
doing-
go.
Mine too.
I'm
Yeah,
doing,
yeah. Let's get the.
I'm doing my vision board.
Let's get that PJ. Let's go to Scottsdale, grab dinner, and come back. Like
Yeah,
that's
that
cool.
is the big thinking.
Yeah.
Because in our industry, I mean, he who controls a relationship dictates direction of money.
Yeah.
All of our clients are on I-15, Salt Lake City, Las Vegas, Arizona, Southern California.
Yeah, for sure.
Wow. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's all about, it's nice having younger agents or newer agents, I should say, on the team, because it keeps you accountable, because you say these things, now you have to do them.
Correct.
And it's all about, I love how you're talking about, find the tribe or the cold plunge or workout, it's a culture.
Yeah.
You can build a culture, people will stay.
Correct.
So,
They will stay
And
if
enjoy it.
they're held accountable.
that too. Yeah.
Right.
And
So that was that
accountability, high
other
level
thing,
accountability.
like a friend of mine, super successful restaurant owner, and he'll tell you, he goes, culture means nothing, because they will come here for culture, but not all the right people,
Yeah. That's true.
because they want to be part of the cool kids club.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when you hold them accountable, they're like, well, I just thought I wanted to just hang out.
Yeah.
You want me to actually work?
Yeah.
Oh, you want me to show up on time?
I just wanted the email address.
Just want to be part of the group.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know you gotta,
Accountability is huge.
for sure, and then they'll
Yeah.
fire
Yeah.
themselves.
Correct.
So besides real estate, what do you do for fun? Just real estate, okay.
Yeah. I don't watch sports. You know what? Something
You watch sports.
No. I've got friends that are professional athletes, and they love the fact that I don't watch sports because I never talk to them about. I literally had a phone call today with a friend of mine who played in the NFL for 12 years,
Yeah.
has won 3 Super Bowls, and I told him one of my regrets was I should have gone to 2 of those Super Bowls that you invited me to. And I said, I just didn't, I should have gone for that experience. And he was laughing. He goes, you should have. Because he won one with the Giants and the Patriots.
No.
And I was just like, I should have gone, right? So now it's like, I love reading. I love reading how other people do things. I love exercise for fun, right? Getting out, walking. But not too many, like, hobbies or...
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't either.
Yeah, I know.
I work out.
Yeah, I work out.
and
I
then
want to
I
read a
Work
great
7
book.
days a week. So.
Yeah. There's a great quote, and I'll send it to you. I said, by James Meitner, right? Like, let others choose whether you're working or playing, because to the fellow, he's always doing both.
Wow.
That's good.
Right? It's like, hey, you're always out. Yeah, I'm always out. And that's the way I meet people. That's the way I get out. And I tell my agents, I said, that period before the gym or before you start your day. And then you have that period at the end of the evening when you finish your day. What are you going to go do to go meet other people? Because everybody should be working those 8 hours during the day.
Yeah.
You want that little extra. You're doing it before and you're doing it after.
That's good.
But nobody wants the extra.
No.
I want a pat on the back for giving you the 8 to 5. Okay.
Yeah.
That's average.
Yeah.
Go ahead and
And how
That's
many
average.
agents actually work 8 to 5? It's
correct.
There's 1% of us that maybe do that and more, right?
Correct.
But it's an interesting industry.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. It's more like 10 to 1.
yeah. Well, Rich, I want to thank you for being on, man. You've been great. I've been
appreciate
really
you
enjoying
guys.
rapping with you.
Yeah.
Best co-host in the business, Mr. Rodrigo. You guys are looking to buy or sell a house or work out with this man in the mornings. Rich is your guy. This is John Mack, and this is Running Vegas. Guys, take care of yourselves today.